Thank you, Presiding Officer. To ask the First Minister how Scotland compares to EU Member States on the issue of LGBTI equality.
First Minister.
Well, I'm very proud of Scotland's record as a leader in LGBTI equality, and I'm delighted that ILGA Europe last week recognised us as the best European country for legal equality for LGBTI people, ranking Scotland ahead of the UK as a whole. We were the first national government in Europe to fund a transgender rights project, the first country in the UK to consult on introducing same-sex marriage, and Pride House Glasgow at last year's Commonwealth Games was the first Pride House to receive government support. But although we've made great progress, there is still room for improvement, and that's why we continue to work closely with stakeholders like the Equality Network to help ensure that LGBTI people experience full equality in all areas of their lives.
Claire Adamson.
Thank the First Minister for her answer and agree that while it's encouraging Scotland is leading way, there is still much work to be done. But does the First Minister share my concerns that barriers to further progress in tackling discrimination against the LGBTI individuals in our society may arise if the Conservative Westminster Government progress in its intention to repeal the Human Rights Act?
First Minister.
Yes, I do agree with that. The Human Rights Act matters because it protects the rights to which everybody in our society is entitled. It has been instrumental in allowing people who have historically suffered discrimination and exclusion to challenge treatment that has no place, in my view, in a modern civilised society. And that matters hugely to LGBTI people in Scotland, throughout the UK and indeed beyond. Without the underpinning of fundamental rights provided by the European Convention on Human Rights and legislation like the Human Rights Act, the immense progress we've seen since the 1980s on LGBTI rights would undoubtedly have been more difficult. And while that progress has been achieved in Scotland, there are far too many countries around the world where LGBTI people continue to live in fear of their lives. I think it's hugely disappointing that the UK government now appears intent on attacking human rights in the way that they have indicated. And I will say again, as I have said previously this week, the Scottish Government will do everything in our power to ensure that vital human rights protections remain for people in Scotland.